Kaspa whales are loading up millions. Bull run ahead. All right, Kaspa whales are loading up. We're going to read this article here in a second. I want to show you some of these charts. All right, maybe you know it'll you match up with you guys. What I'm thinking here, right? Look at Avalanche. All right, look at this RSI on the monthly. Look, it's down right back here to support in the bear market. All right, how about Cardano, ADA? Look at this. Look where the support's at. Look where it came back to here, right? Look at the RSI. Super oversold, right? The weekly, look at the weekly. Just turning up. We have a green weekly candle here. You got 5 waves down in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's starting to look like bottoming structure, right? Look, back through here, bear market. Bear market lows, right? Came down, tapped exactly 21 cents, 21, 22 cents. I don't see think you're ever gonna see 88 back down here again. Maybe. I got in 88 right back here, COVID, April 2020, right down here, about 3.5, 4 cents. Got lucky on that one, right? Look where this thing went. Unbelievable, up to what was it? A little over $3. What's that? 100x? Yeah, not too bad on that for sure. Let's take a look here. How about BNB? Another big solid. Look at this. Look at the weekly RSI. Right. You got 5 waves down in here. What else? Let's see. Let's take a look at some. Let's get that off there. Open this up once, right? Take a look where we're at here. You got a trend line coming through here that looks like it broke down through. Yeah, maybe maybe has a little bit more downward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Look at the RSI, how oversold on the bottom. Let's look at the monthly. Boy, just about there, right? If you put a Fibonacci on this, it's probably never going to come back down to these lows over here. Look, right in your buy zone, right in your box. If you were drawing a box at the beginning of the end of the bull run and said, I am but loading up on BNB right into here, right? 618, 702 pullback. There you're at. I'm not telling you to go out and load up on BNB, right? I'm not saying that at all. Or anything, right? But if you were looking for boxes to buy, I'm not going to look at this other stuff. The older or the newer, like broccoli and beam and stuff like that, right? Bitcoin, we went over this yesterday. Right? If you watched yesterday's video, you had the bull run when it came back to retest the top over here, right? We measured this out exact, right? Here's the top in 2017. Here's the retest. 59 bars, 1,796 days, okay? Here's your top, technically, right here, okay? Go look at the technicals. Go, they all said this was the top. Your RSI, everything. We come over here to the, right there, 58. We're at 58 bars, okay? Retest. You had the, this should have been the high. This was the high. All right, ran up, came back, retested the high right over here, 58 bars. Yeah, this high, ran up, new all-time high, retested 59 bars. We're right in that area. Look at the RSI. Look at the monthly. Reset at the bottom. How about the weekly? Look at this, guys. I mean, if this isn't screaming, you have people thinking 50s and all kinds of stuff like that. Hey, anything is possible, right? But if I was putting a box on Bitcoin, it's right in that area, right? I mean, it is right there. Get this off here. Right close to that 618, 57, 369, but we have retested the previous high right over here. And it's there, okay? How about look at dominance, like I talked yesterday. Look at it breaking down. Starting now, I think we're going to get some alts running, right? I truly believe that, right? And I talked about this in yesterday's video. If we go back to the daily, look at this thing breaking down. You can see it. I said it cannot, I don't want to see it go up past this blue line. It never has. We're getting the breakdown. That's a 382 retracement. There you go. 382. That was the blue line. This could have actually been pulled down just a hair more right there. I want that orange. It's a 382 right there. Didn't want to see it go past there. It hasn't, and we're starting to get a breakdown. All right, want to see it break down through this 57. That'd be a major milestone, right? Be nice if it just kept going. What else we got? Old stuff here. Old stuff. Did you buy Doge? Doge. All right, it's been around here forever. Look at this thing. It's going to monthly. Look at that. I mean, right down there, right? Trend line coming through. Look at that, right off the trend line. Monthly RSI at the bottom. Weekly, right at the bottom. So look at Bitcoin's RSI one more time. I want to see something here. Watched another guy I watch once in a while, and he was talking about the RSI, how it's oversold to the point where it was in the bear market area, which would be through here, right? RSI at the bottom, over here, bear market, yeah, right back down there, right? This is the bear market right through here, top, bear market, right over here, top, bear market, bottom, back here, 2013 or 2014. Pull this up. Boy, oh boy, wouldn't it be nice to go back, right? Buy some Bitcoin for, how about over here? Down here, look at this. What is that? 20 bucks, 13 bucks. Let's look. Oh my, $7. How about that? Wouldn't that have been awesome? Oh my God, $3. $3 Bitcoin, $6. Could you imagine? So if you could just turn back time for a week, a few days, $6. Wow. Holy cow. Do the math on that. Somebody that's good at math, put that in the comments. What would that have turned out to be? Holy cow. And it went up to a high. But you had the bear market RSI right here. Right? Yeah, I see what he's talking about now. Right through here, bear market RSI, lows. Right through here, got your low right here. And we're right in that area again. Right now, we're just starting in it, right? So, might be down there, right? How about ETH? 1993. Look at this. Look at ETH. Did it come down there? Right at a major support area. Monthly RSI is still coming down on ETH. All right, so that might have a little bit more downward action here. That double top was crazy, right? But your RSI, let's see the weekly. The weekly's there. Looks like the monthly, probably going to end up pushing down on this trend line, huh? Maybe down here around 16, 17. Right around there, 15, 16. How about, not altcoin, how about, boy, Gala, wow. ICP, Kaspa, it's a Kaspa video. Let's look. Let's look at a clean chart with nothing on it here. Alright, let's get this stuff up here. Open this up. If you got 3-cent Kaspa, right? This thing was up to 20 cents, of course. How much is it down from the top? It's down about what? 87%. 87% off. That's the way I look at it. You got 87% off. Look at the weekly turning back up. Where's the monthly? Right at the very bottom is 0 and a 1. Right? This thing on a Fibonacci is through the 786. Yep, look at that. You got 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Has it completed? Does it look completed here? I mean, them wicks are kind of crazy, right? It's in a major area here. Okay, you got major support here at, let's pull this down, right here. Monthly closing candles at 0.015. You got a major support right here. Looks about like right where we're at. 0.03196. That's the one that's trying to battle to hold right now. Them are major areas. And what is it at right now? 3196. It's at 31870. Trying to get that back now, right? If we come in on a daily. Boy, boy, look at this thing. I mean, if you take a trend line down through here, see if we, this is the steeper trend line, of course, right? But I would put it right there. That's where I would have it. Then you have one out. Your bigger one out here. Look at this, right out here, right up this top, coming down through. You get a break of that. Well, it's a little off there, somewhere around there. Okay, you got that one. Then of course, the further you go out, look at this. I mean, you could up here, bring it down through here a little bit. That one's out a little bit further. The closer in you go, the big one out here, that's the more, this is the more solid one that you would count on for, probably a bottom. I would imagine, but you zoom in on this thing. Let's get this stuff up here. It's not looking too bad, right? Really is not. This wave here, possible it pushes down a little bit more. Definitely looks possible, but if you start going off some of these, let's see. It just looks like it's getting very, very close, right? I mean, I think it's getting time, guys, where, look where it's come down to. Right there, that's a monthly close. These are the areas I'm going to be watching for Kaspa. Right here, of course, you got 2 monthly closing candles in here. You see them right in there? That's where it's just hit at 0.025. Then you got one down here, right here, at a penny and a half, and this one up here at 0.03324. Them are the 3 areas I would really watch. If you get a chance to get it down here, wow, I think that would be absolutely a magical buy right there. Magical. I don't know about magical, but a penny and a half. I mean, if this thing can go at the next bull run, if this thing takes off and goes, right? If you go for the previous top, say that's the bottom, of course you could have just a 1, 2, and this thing start ripping at least 32. That's at a penny. You're looking at 30x. Possibly. They could go a lot higher than that. These Fibonacci, these levels, this goes up to 80 cents. It could hit $1 next one, but who knows? It all depends. But we have to be getting to them areas. This thing's down 80-some%. All right, let's take a look at this article. If you would, please hit that like and subscribe. Weeks has a pretty cool thing going on over there. Poker game. Every time you place trades, you build up. You get leverage trading and spot trading. You get cards, you get dealt a hand, and you win money and all kinds of prizes. And it's pretty cool, man. It is pretty cool. And if you want to join up for the Discord and come trade with us, that's a level 3 membership in the description of the video. Been in a few trades today, a couple of decent ones. Come over and join us. If you're having any trouble getting in there, I've seen a couple people put in the comments. I'm going to put my email in the description of the video. Send me an email, and I will check it out and just get you a link. I'll send you a link so you can get in there, okay? I know it can get a little confusing. Totally understand that. Anybody that's having any kind of issue, just send me an email, and we'll get it taken care of for you, okay? Get you credited if you've been waiting a little bit there. But we have over 100 people over there, man. We would love to have you, okay? It's been a fun day over there. I love it over there in Discord. So come join us, man. It's starting to get exciting. Might get some big moves coming up here, you know. Look at some of this. All this stuff is beat down so much, man. Look at Kaspa. If it breaks that trend line, boom, man, you're getting, this thing is just going to fly up here. Let's take a look at this article. Kaspa whales loading up. Kaspa is showing signs of a major comeback as big wallets are loading up millions of tokens at low prices. The Layer 1 proof-of-work network is seeing strong interest from whales, while the broader market is still stuck in extreme fear conditions. Only a few altcoins like Kaspa remained bullish despite the bearish market conditions. I don't know how it remained bullish, but Kaspa rose by 27% in the past 24 hours and is trading at 0.0525. When was this article? This was November 25th. So we're looking at, 2 months ago. The price points marks a 2-week high for Kaspa. Most of the interest in Kaspa comes from large players. According to an expose by Kaspa builders, 8 Kaspa wallets accumulated over 35 million in Kaspa tokens. 35 million. These are not retail buyers. They are large holders, exchanges, and large long-term investors. When many large wallets buy at the same time, it often appears before a trend reversal in price. Well, we didn't get that. This thing obviously came down, right? It's down to 3 cents. It says it had strong technicals. Recent breakout above Fibonacci level showcase support at 5. 487, 466, and 45. The analyst spread as long as Kaspa stays above 465 and 47, the chart stays bullish. However, relative strength index broke out above 80. While this shows very strong buying pressure with no bearish divergence, it indicates that it also had set an overbought position. And it did. It's pulled back. All right, the last couple months we've had a pullback. But if whales were buying there, you know, that's a good spot, right? If whales were buying in there near 5 cents and this thing's down at 3, you know, that's a strong area of interest, right? When this thing gets back up in there towards that 5 cent range, which was where, probably right here. Yeah, November, okay? You have a lot of buyers in here. You have a lot of people holding in there, okay? So move from the bottom up to there would be... pretty decent area, and then once it gets up there, you're probably going to have them buyers loading up again, right? So it's a very strong area of interest, okay, for sure. Once it gets up in that area, let's look here. Boy, oh boy, it's close, guys, right? Might push down to 2, might hold right there and start bouncing. I'm going to be watching this trend line right here. This is on a weekly, all right? You get a break of this. Look at, whoops. Let me put that back. Let's lock that up. You get a break here. All right, right through here. That would be a very good sign. I'm going to lock that, put an alarm on that for Discord. So we can trade that when we get a push on that. But look at the weekly. 1, 2, 3. For the last 3 weeks, it's held this range. Okay, it's held it up here too, and it dropped down. But look at the weekly RSI turn to the upside. Right? There's the 12-hour trying to turn up. See what we got here. You might get a little bit of a pullback to a 618 or something if it holds here and chooses to go. Right, I'd be looking to get in down here somewhere on a long if we get it. 4-hour looks like still heading up a little bit. You know, this could be an A, B, C down here. Once it gets down here, I'm going to really start paying attention and see if see if it holds down here. It might take off. All right, so all right, guys, getting very interesting out there in the market. So pay attention. I'm starting to accumulate. I think it might be a very good time. Not financial advice at all. Just showing you guys that the market looks. There's bottoming signs out there for sure. Right, definitely signs out there that we're at a bottom or near a bottom. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Please hit that like and subscribe. Comment down there. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.